Hello, this is Andeea. Welcome to the first episode of Quantum Recovery. So, this podcast, I'm just going to kind of give a lay of the land and explain why I'm here and why I'm doing this and what you can expect. So, this episode will be pretty short. In fact, I'll just start there. So these episodes, I plan on having them be like 20 to 30 minutes. Of course, if I have a guest, they'll probably go a little bit longer, but I want this information to be, really easily digestible. And we're in right now a paradigm shift with all of the quantum biology and the quantum health information that's out there. It really is getting talked about more and more now, but not in the addiction community. So this information is so critical for somebody in recovery, whether you are in early recovery or whether you're in long-term recovery. Okay, this information is key and critical for your health. And I actually encourage you to share this with family members and with other people in recovery because this is beneficial for everyone, not just people in addiction recovery, but it is really critical for me to get this information out to our community. I am also in recovery. I'm 15 years in recovery. And so I'm right here with you. And this information, it's pretty simple stuff, but it's complex to explain. So my job is to basically make sure that I'm delivering this information in a easy to understand way, so kind of simplifying it, and then giving you okay, Andeea, what should I do about it now that I know this information? Okay, so that is really the main goal because it's complex. So quantum meaning the smallest measurement of things, right? So we're talking about electrons and protons and neutrons and phonons and the basically with quantum biology, the quantum biologists or the biologists rather, and the physicists started talking to each other because they used to believe that like there was no physics happening in our body because physics couldn't happen in like a wet environment, and our bodies are that. And we know now that that is happening. We do have physics going on in our body. So that is the term quantum biology, quantum physics, quantum health, or circadian health. All these terms really they mean the same thing. We're all talking about the same thing. And this information I hope really empowers you to feel confident, not only in your recovery, but taking your health back. Many of us have not only co-occurring mental health issues, but we have co-occurring other things. There's, we have, other chronic diseases, and this information can help you with that stuff too. So it's like a double whammy in a good way. Like it's gonna, kill two birds with one stone, however you want to say it. But this information that I'm, giving out, I've helped hundreds of people in recovery with their goals and what have you. But there are millions of people suffering. So with this information, I hope to reach the millions of people that are out there suffering in their addiction. They might be suffering in their addiction, but this information really is for the person who is in recovery from addiction. Not that I cannot help somebody who's struggling. I definitely can. I have the resources to do so. And you can reach out to me if that is necessary. But this podcast I am speaking to the community, the people who are identifying being in recovery from something, it doesn't have to be a substance use disorder. It could also be a behavioral addiction. There's a lot of those. Porn, food, sex, internet, shopping, all those. And these days, I really do feel that many of us are in recovery from something, or we've had an addiction to something in the past. And sometimes it's a substance use disorder, like myself where it really wreaked a lot of havoc on my life. And there was a point where I, hit rock bottom, and if I didn't make a choice, I would have died, because this is a life and death disease. And we are fighting a brain disease with our brain. And that in itself is hard enough. So the this information is just critical. It's critical for our recovery so we can be comfortable, especially in early recovery, the first 2 years. I really feel like this information can really help those people. And then also in long-term recovery, it can catapult you into a place where you are thriving. That is where I am now. And I want you all to get to the place where I am. I want you to be thriving in your health and thriving in your recovery. So a couple of other things. So I am an affiliate of a lot of places. And the reason that I am is so I can help I can help this business grow, and I can help reach more people. That is the only way I'm going to be able to do it. Now, I was very picky with the people who I am an affiliate of. They have to meet certain criteria, and they have to be doing no harm. They have to be, you know, uh, what do I want to say? Like toxin free. A lot of the things that I use are toxin free. They have to benefit me, and I have to be using them, but I also have to know that the company wants to do right, and they also are working through a quantum lens, and that they understand this science. So it's not like it's just a bunch of things thrown up there. This information that I've gathered for you as like a resource, if you will, there's different pages, so they're all on different topics. All of the information in there, some of the places I'm not even an affiliate of, but that was what I found to be the best of the best. And that's what I want. I don't want you to have that stress of going out and looking for that stuff. I already did it for you. And if you're not finding something, or you're wondering, hey, Andeea, why isn't this thing up there, or this thing? Can you tell me why? I will be able to tell you why. It could be a multiple reasons. It might be because I just didn't know. And maybe you were just of service to the community and added to the quantum pages. That could be the case. I definitely don't know everything. And this is going to be evolving and growing and expanding, because there's always stuff to learn in the quantum realm. And it's very, very exciting information. And I want to just scream it from the rooftops. So I will be sharing pieces of my story, and the reason I'm so passionate about what I do and why I choose to work in this field is because I personally didn't get treatment. So the old statistic anyway, it used to be 11 or 1 out of 10 people got treatment, and now it's 1 out of 7 get treatment. And that's still a very low number. We want that to be higher. But the reality is many people will not get treatment. I was one of those people. And I'm telling you that because that's where my passion lies. I do not want anybody to have to go through what I went through in my early recovery. I didn't know what post-acute withdrawal syndrome was. I didn't know that my body was coming back online and that my brain was healing. I simply was unaware. My brain had no context. I'm fighting a brain disease with my brain. I didn't know that was the case. I didn't realize many things. And that's because I just simply didn't get the education. And, no fault of anyone's. That just wasn't my journey. And I will share with you my story in a different episode, but I I want you to know that I very much care about this community, and I know for a fact that you can be thriving in your health. I am living proof that it can happen, not to mention the millions of people who are in recovery that are also proof that it can happen. But there's even more that we can do. We can really catapult our health and catapult our recovery with these quantum tools, this quantum information. So that is what I'm going to be sharing about. So there's going to be lots to cover. Oh, and one of the reasons just go back to the shortness of the episodes. These are going to be really digestible episodes because the information, when you take it all in at once, it can be overwhelming because you're learning something, and with every single learning that you take in, there's a behavioral change that's going to happen. Okay. So with most of this stuff, you might be able to integrate into your routine some simple things, but still it's going to be change. And when, like, let's say I share something and you're like, okay, so now I have to change my morning routine, and then I share another thing a different day, and you're like, okay, so now I need to let's say eat a certain way. Not that I'm going to be sharing diet dogma or anything like that. I'm not, but I'm just throwing out examples. Those are two huge categories where you are going to have to adopt like some kind of a change, and that can be overwhelming, especially for those of you with kiddos and families. This information can easily be adapted to a family, but not everybody's going to be in the same stage of change. So we'll be talking about all of that kind of stuff as well, but just give yourself grace and be easy on yourself on this journey, because I have been doing this now for the past, it's going on 5 years now. So that's a lot of behavioral change that, I have 5 years of that. And I'm 15 years in recovery. So I didn't find this information, and it was like a slow go into this information too. I didn't find the quantum community until probably like a year and a half ago. So there's a lot of things, and I don't want it, it's I can't tell you how to feel, but I don't want you to be overwhelmed. So that's why I'm going to give things to you in smaller episodes, because I think that way you'll be able to just take in what you heard, and you'll also be able to go exploring if you want to, or possibly reading and doing your own research. And in fact, I encourage that. And I also encourage you to question. Always be questioning. Question what I say, question what the research says, question what whoever says. Always be questioning. That's healthy. That's actually what we want to do when we are in science. We want to always be questioning because we're always trying to figure the things out, right? And yeah, so that is all I will say for today. And I welcome you to quantum recovery. Oh, and that's where I get the name, right? Quantum recovery. So the quantum recovery, it can be in recovery from anything, but we are going to be focused on the addiction community. And yeah, so thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Drink water, call your peers. Bye.